So here's a quick tutorial on how to find the distance between 2 points in New York State. This is a map skill that you can apply to any situation when you need to measure the distance on a map. So we're going to look at the distance in miles between Ithaca and Watertown, New York. You may be asking yourself, how do I do that? Well, open up your reference tables to page 3, and there's a map called the Generalized Bedrock Geology Map. Looks like this. So it turns out Ithaca and Watertown are both on this map. I know they're hard to find, but you have to look. Those are the 2 red dots showing you their positions. So if you're looking at your reference tables as we do this, I would identify them using a pen mark or something. You could circle them. And the next step is to get a blank piece of paper, an index card, scrap paper, and line it up so that the edge is between the 2 cities. And you want it to be as much of a straight line as possible. All right, if it's a little bit off, you're not going to get an accurate measurement. So try to aim for from dot to dot. And mark off on that index card or that scrap piece of paper where each dot was. Again, being accurate. Then you're going to take your scrap piece of paper or your index card and you're going to transfer it to the bottom of the page. Notice that there's a scale that says miles. And now we want to estimate, well, how far is it from Ithaca to Watertown? So move that card to line up the first red line at the 0. The other one is going to run over. That's okay. So we're going to use our scale. Mark off the furthest point, which is 50, right? We can't go any further. And then we're going to take our card or our scrap piece of paper and we're going to back it up so that that new line marks the 0, and I can start counting again. Notice I also wrote 50 miles in this first space because I want to keep track of how much I'm measuring. So now we know that that's also 50 miles, and now I have this little bit. So I'm going to make a mark again and figure out how far that is. And it turns out it's about 10 miles. So when I add up those 3 numbers, 50 plus 50 plus 10 is 110 miles. So that's how to measure the distance between any 2 points on the New York State Generalized Bedrock Geology Map. This can also be applied to any map that you're looking at. So a couple of things to remember. Always read the question carefully and be sure to realize if it's in miles or kilometers. The question may ask you for kilometers. In that case, there's a different scale you may have to use. When you're making the marks on the cities or the mountains, like if you're measuring the height of 2 mountains on a topographic map, be sure your line is on the dot so that city or that triangle is accurate. And as I said, be accurate by using small straight marks. Don't make curved marks or slanted marks. Make sure that they're as straight as possible. And above all, don't be lazy. Go back and check your work. Just because you got it the first time and it matches an answer in a multiple choice question doesn't mean it's right. That answer could be there to throw you off. Go back and check your answer and make sure that you did it right. Okay? That's it for now. Thanks for watching.